Alright, go for it.
You see what? Can you see what number that's on?
Is that like a 5, 4.5?
4.5.
Okay.
You want that one?
Yeah.
You got that one? So you have just about 4.5 thousandths of run out.
So it's way off.
So it's off.
So what's off? Is it the valve or the
That tells you the alignment from the valve guide to the valve seat.
Okay.
You shouldn't have over 1.5 thousandths.
Or 1.5 thousandths. And we have almost 4.5 thousandths.
Yeah.
And now this is a different tool to check the valve, right?
Mm-hmm. Check concentricity. Can you see the needle?
Oh wow, it's all over the place.
Goes from, that's the run out in the valve. So the valve's not run. The valve face isn't running true to the stem. So when they ground it, it was ground not true.
So how can you ground it improperly?
Machine.
The machine is just worn out, or
Could be, or maybe they hadn't trued their stone, so it was dull, so they're putting a lot of pressure on it.
okay,
You know,
you
something simple like that.
right? You've explained to me that sometimes people
Yeah.
use the stones and they're not paying attention, or they go a very long time.
Mm-hmm. That's a pretty good amount of. So you combine that, the run out on the valve seat, and the run out on the valve. They can't seat well together.
Okay, so when they're not seating, you're obviously not going to get the
Full compression.
full compression, and that's why very high possibility why they couldn't get over 2400 RPMs. It will
Well,
fall on its face.
If it's not building good compression, the diesel is not. It's not gonna run. But it
Okay.
needed. Was it hard starting?
No, you know what? I don't know if it was hard starting, but they did have some, you know, they just couldn't get it to rev up any higher or anything like that. Anything else that you see on this?
Well, an indicator of what we're measuring is.
Now, I wanted to ask you a question while I got you.
See how dark that is from there to there?
Yes.
But on this side, it's got a little band of shiny.
Okay.
See, that shows you what that's telling you. That it's not, the valve's not seating correctly.
Okay. Now, let me ask you a question. Why is this head? Is it because it's a government head? It's got a 90 degree compared to the pickup ones. It's a 45 degree. It doesn't matter.
I don't know why, other than if they cut and put these seats in, they cut part of that angle off when they put the seat in, which is normal.
It's not affecting anything, right?
I don't think it's gonna hurt it as far as not revving up.
Okay.
Just how it is.
Now, the question, the other question I have, on this head, it's got all these lines from the machining. Is that a specific machine that they're using, Stuart?
Yeah, that's their machine they're using.
And will you, because yours are like glass, meaning they're so perfect, and this one's got little ridges on it. Is that going to affect anything?
It shouldn't affect the revving part because it appears that you weren't leaking anything on the head gasket.
Okay. But as far as like scale 1 through 10, you will qualify this what as a good 8, a good 6?
1 being what and 10 being what?
1 being the worst and 10 being the highest.
10 being the best.
Yes.
As
Because
far as surface finish?
yeah, because the finish that you always give me, I mean, it is
Smooth,
immaculate. Yeah, it's smooth as a glass.
Well, it's not as smooth as glass, but it doesn't have those ridges in it.
I see that.
Yeah, and that's just their machine they run it on, and the speed they run it at. So
Also, it's all about the speed.
yeah, it's how fast you run it across.
That's why you get those little ridges. It's not necessarily a bad job.
No.
It's just necessarily that it
They
was
should
a
have slowed
fast.
down just a little bit.
Okay, that's so that answers
so it
the
could be
question.
flat. It's just the texture.
The texture is different than the texture that I'm used to your
Yes.
head work.
Their RA, they call it rough average. RA
Okay,
is a higher RA number than what mine is.
okay, all right. But that doesn't affect any
That-
performance or the flatness of the head.
No.
It's just they ran it a little bit too fast, and I'm used to your kind of work
Where it's smooth.
where it's smooth and it's a glass and finished that looks like billet.
Yeah. It's just how the machine they use.
Okay,
It's a little bit. What happens though is if it's too rough or too smooth, it's bad too. So ours are smooth, but if you really look at it, you can see the machining.
okay,
Because if you get it too smooth, the head gasket don't seal it good. What you want is the little teeth to bite into the gasket, but you don't want it to bite so heavy that it shears the gasket because they move. Because they move
right
from the block.
from the block.
So if
Correct.
it's too coarse, it tries to shear that gasket, so they don't last as long.
Okay, so it's a happy median
Yeah.
between and from. It comes from experience.
Yes.
Okay. All right. All right. With that said and done, I guess we'll just get it finished and go from there.
But that's pretty bad on your run out. So you want to look at another one just to see, make sure that's not the worst one.
Yeah, let's do that.
Pick one.
That works. So it's still right about 4 thousandths.
No, that one's actually more than that. It's 5.5.
Oh, 5.
See?
Okay, I see it. So the it's called a run out, right?
Yeah.
And the run out should be about 1.
1 to 1.5.
Okay. All right. Well,
So that shows it's not just one. I mean,
it's multiple
we could
valves.
probably
Go through every valve. Obviously, we're just gonna have the job done. Okay,
then.
great,
So that shows you that part.
awesome.
Where I can't explain that over a phone very easy.
No, well, that's why mainly I want to record it in case they had questions, and I appreciate that very much, Stuart.